So next we'll repeat the process. We'll go to the 4th string. Again, make sure it's going pew pew pew, not pew 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 pew. We want to go pew 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 pew. All right, nice and loose, floppy string. It's so floppy now that I could probably just remove it by hand and unwind the last bit of winding. And pull it through. Now let's see if I can get the end pin out with just a simple technique. Yep, that one pulls out nice and neat. Put it on the music stand so we don't misplace it. Wind it up. Bring the string around a few times through the hole so that it goes neatly into the trash can, doesn't poke holes in the trash bag or into people's fingers or into pets. Now we've got the 5th and 4th string removed. Let's put a 5th string on there. I'm going to consult my package, and it says that the 5th string is red. I remember running into red just a minute ago, and here it is. 5th string. It's my 5th string end pin that I put neatly on the stand. Remember, underneath the pin, that's no good. We want it up against the pin, up alongside of it, not underneath it. Okay, so into the 5th string hole you go, but not very far. Then I put the pin in, and I pull on the string to make sure that the ball end ends up at the top of the end pin. This is the 5th string, so it goes here. Right through the slot. We want to leave about a finger's worth of space. Bring the end around. Underneath the string, and then fold it. Mash your finger right there. Keep that string in place as you tighten it. Here you might want to get the string winder. Make sure you're turning the right way though. Towards the wall to make it go tighter. Takes a while. Might want to put on some music or something. All right, sounds like something, but it's not too tight. And now we will get the string cutter, which can either be its own tool, wire cutter. That's what they call it in the hardware store, the wire cutter. Cut off the extra string, the extra length, and then mash down that pointy part, because that pointy end will hurt you. It'll also get caught on your case, on the inside of your case. So mash that down. No pain, no pain. That's my motto. And repeat the process for the 4th string. Go to the package. What color is the 4th string? This one says black. Well, I see a black end. I see a green one, a silver one, a purple one. We want that black one. Sometimes the strings will get wound together, so don't cut them. You need the full length of the string. Just do whatever you got to do to detangle them if they're not in individual envelopes. Same process. Grab our end pin from the music stand. Put the ball into the hole there, but just barely. And then pull up on the string as you push down on the end pin to make sure that the ball end of the string winds up alongside of the end pin and not underneath it. Then we go to the other end of the guitar. Put the string through the hole. Leave about a finger's worth of length. Then crimp it a little bit. Bring the other end around and underneath. And then back over. And fold it. Match that finger while you tighten it. You think this is going to take a minute? Let me get the string winder. Go towards the wall. At some point you'll feel it tight enough you can let go of your finger. Now, one thing about changing strings is for the next day or 2 or 3, your guitar is going to be out of tune. You're going to have to tune it a lot more because they may be metal, but they stretch. Cut off the extra. And safety first. Push that end down so it doesn't hurt anybody. Especially you. Alright, now let's do the 3rd string. This way. Make sure it's going down. Okay, that's pretty floppy. It's probably going to come off now. Nope, not quite. So I'll cut it. Make sure you get the right string. Don't want to cut a tight string. Cut that loose one. Alright. Now wind off the rest of it. Undo that crimp. And then pull it out. Put that somewhere safe. I'm telling you that end, that sharp end, it'll hurt you. End pin puller. Make sure you got the right one. Pull out end pin number 3. And that one's not going to come out. So that's going to require me to loosen number 2 so that I can get my hand in there and push it up from the bottom. So let's go to number 2. See, that's the wrong way. It's getting tighter. We want to go. There we go. There's that rubber band sound that we're after. Okay, it's nice and loose, and that one I can just get those last couple of times around manually. Get that crimpy part, undo that little, this one seems to be wound around, it's really tight. And pull it through. Get the end pin and go to number 2. See if number 2 will come out. Number 2 came out just fine. Now that's, and bring it through itself. Put it somewhere safe. And then let's go in there and get the end pin for number 3. Let's make sure that we're pushing on number 3, which will be right next to the hole where number 2 was. Don't want to push out number 4, because number 4 is all wound up. There we go. So I got up under there, pushed number 3 out. And there it is. Put that on the music stand next to the number 2 end pin. You can use anything to push that out. I've had good luck using a quarter or a nickel. I just don't have one on hand, so I was using something else. All right. Now, that just came undone, and it landed on the carpet. I'm going to go after it, wind it up again, do a better job this time. Okay, there it is, all wound up. Okay, only 2 strings left. So one of them's already removed. The only thing left is string number 1 to remove. So we'll play it. Put the string winder on there. You'll hear that? It's going up. That's the wrong way. We want that sinking feeling. That's the sound we want. Like on The Price is Right. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bam. Okay. There it is. Nice and floppy. Okay, and that one just came right out. Beautiful. Then we go to the end pin for number 1. And that came right out as well. Put that on the music stand. Wind them around themselves like that so they end up in the trash can without coming undone. And not on the floor either or in the carpet. String number 3. You know the drill by now. Grab your end pin. Put the ball end in the hole. Pull up on the string while you push down on the end pin. Follow that along. Now, I probably should have left one of the strings on here to make sure that we put things in the right place. But the 3rd string on your typical acoustic guitar is all the way on the far end. That's where that goes. I don't, not this one. All the way on the end here. Okay, leave about a finger, you know the drill, about a finger's worth of tension. Then bring this string back in on itself, underneath, crimp the string, fold it over itself, hold your finger there on the nut while you tighten it. And this time you want to go towards the guitar, not towards the wall. For strings 3, 2, and 1, you're going to go towards the guitar. Towards the guitar. Keep mashing it with your finger. See, this is starting to get loose, so I'll yank it a little bit and reinforce that fold that I made. Towards the guitar. Towards the guitar. I feel it starting to tighten up. I can almost let go of my right hand pushing that string down. And when you get a little bit of tone, leave it alone. We don't want to over tighten it because you can break a string by over tightening it. Okay, there's only 2 strings left. These 2, they wound them up together. So what do we want? For the 2nd string, we want purple. That's a Mets game in the background. My husband is a Mets fan. We all have our cross to bear. All right, number 1, I'm winding it back up a little bit because I don't want it getting lost or getting confused with the dead strings. Just like the others, we'll get our end pin, put the string in the hole, pull up on the string, push down on the end pin. And you see that? It got up underneath. That's what happens when the ball end gets up underneath the end pin. That's no good. So make sure it is not underneath it, but alongside of it. You also want to make sure that your strings wind up in the grooves on the nut. If they're off to the side or whatever, it's going to sound terrible, like rubber bands. This one will be the middle peg here for number 2. Leave about that much room of string. Fold the string back in on itself, go underneath, and make a fold there. Now we tighten towards the guitar. Keep mashing with the right hand finger. I used to change a lot of strings back when I worked in a music store. The fun wears off kind of quickly when there's about 150 guitars in the place. So now I'm going to mash it with my left hand while I tighten it with the string winder. Okay, that's tight enough. Wire cutter, cut off the extra string. Mash down that pointy part so nobody gets hurt. And it looks like I missed the third string, so I'll do the same thing to the third string. Big finale here. It goes just like all the other 5 strings. Push the end pin in, jiggle that string to make sure that the ball is not underneath it. Alright, and we follow this down. Put it through the hole. Leave a finger's worth of length. Bring the string extra length up under the string and fold it. Mash on the string as you tighten it, which you can do with the string winder. A little easier to do with your dominant hand, so I'm going to mash it with my left hand and string wind it with my right. See, it's starting to tighten up here. Still floppy. Go a little further. Okay, not going to tighten it any further. And then, wire cutters. Cut off the length. Mash down the ends so it doesn't hurt anybody. And dispose of this properly. Now we have a terrible sounding guitar. But it's going to sound great once I tune it up. And tuning we will deal with in another video. That is how you change strings on a steel string acoustic guitar. The process for changing strings on a classical or a nylon string guitar is very different. And the process for changing strings on electric guitar is also somewhat different. So this is a typical steel string guitar. Most of them are set up this way. Hopefully, if you were working along with me, no eyes were put out, no strings were broken. I really do suggest that you wear safety goggles if you've never done this before. You may even want to have someone walk you through your first string change if this video wasn't enough to instill confidence in you that you can do it yourself. But once you can change your own strings, that takes a lot of trouble of having to go to the store, pay to have someone do it, and usually they won't do it on the spot. You have to wait, and sometimes it's days. It can even be a week or 2 weeks. So it gives you a lot of independence to be able to change your own strings, and then you can have that fresh, shiny sound anytime. Happy picking and happy string changing. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below.